Hi guy, ESF here. We are ready for a non-champion battleground. Chaos Ball Fire Drake, so that's right away something pretty intense. We now have to hold a ball. Some warrior elixir here. I'm told to stay close to others.
Get that ball back! Go! Go! Don't let go of that ball! Get that ball back! Go! Go!
I think we got the ball, now we're supposed to hold it as long as possible. I guess I drink this. Now gotta revive.
You got the ball! The ball has been dropped! They picked up the ball!
Make them drop that ball! Somebody grab the ball! Snatch the ball, quick! Protect the ball at all costs! Grab that ball fast!
Quickly! Grab the ball! Praise Akatosh! The ball is ours!
Let's get that ball! Let's get that ball! It's our ball now!
Get that ball! Go! Go!
Somebody grab the ball! Protect the ball at all costs! Steal that ball back! It's our ball now!
Divine save us! The ball has been dropped!
Snatch the ball, quick!
This cannot stand! They've got the ball! You dropped the ball! Clumsy-o!
It's our ball now! Somebody grab the ball!
Get that ball back! Go, go!
Bright moons! The ball is loose! Grab that ball fast! Bright moons! The ball is loose! Hold that ball tight!
Steal that ball back!
Grab that ball fast!
We need to get that ball! Get that ball back!
Get that ball back! Go! Go!
Let's get that ball! Somebody grab the ball!
We'll do more next time!
There we go. Seems like we were number 3 on our team. And a reward. Archmage Chowder.
Adept, we need your support once again. Ballast has translated the book you earned in Sheogorath's mad play.
You know what our next challenge will be?
Aye, she's ready to summon the portal for you. I'll meet you in the Isles. Just hurry if you please, Adept. I'm worried.
Where can I find her?
You'll find the mistress of Inconabula in the depths of the jungle, at the Bandari trading post in Malabal Tor. Good luck, Adept.
Why did you say you were worried?
It's Ballast. She's been working day and night to understand these books. Sheogorath has a warped and twisted mind, and I worry that this work is taking a toll on her.
Is there anything we can do?
Honestly, Adept, no. Ballast has a singular mind. As long as those books are cursed such that I can't read them, she's our best and only chance. She's almost as smart as I am. Just don't tell her I said that.
Let's see if we can find this quest. We are now tasked with finding the Shivering Isles. Continuing our little Velast interaction there.
I wonder if I could climb it.
The guild hall here. We now find ourselves in the Fighters Guild of the Bandari trading post. Yeah, man. I mean, just lead us literally throughout all of Tamriel, just at random. As we progress in this game, it starts making less and less sense, the places that they take us to complete these missions. It's like, is there any limitation in this game to just trying to show off the map to the absolute maximum? I get that you want to show off your landscape, and I get that you want to show off how large your world is. But come on, man. The shamelessness of this is just like, I mean, how is this even remotely connected anymore?
Shalador found you. Excellent. I've puzzled out the hints from that last book, and I'm afraid the news isn't good. Your next trial is in a particularly nasty part of the Shivering Isles, a place called the Chateau of the Ravenous Rodent.
Should I recognize that name?
Not unless you've spent your life poring over obscure Daedric tomes. The chateau is in the darkest part of Dementia, the shadowland of the Shivering Isles. I'm worried that...
Velast, are you alright?
I'm fine, Adept. I'm just tired. It's become very draining to translate these tomes. Don't worry about me. I can open the portal to the Isles for you straight away, if you'll allow me.
Thank you. We can now have the optional step of talking to Velast.
Ugh, Zoxus, give me strength. I'm all right, Adept. I just didn't realize how tired I am.
Velast, what's going on? There's something wrong with you.
Let me answer your question with one of my own. Do you know of dementia and mania?
Sorry, what?
The Shivering Isles, the Oblivion realm you've been exploring on Sheogorath's mad errands, is primarily divided into two spheres. In mania, the colors are brighter than bright. Beautiful flowers bloom and creatures skitter through the underbrush.
You're not going to answer my question?
Dementia has dark shadows, overcast skies, and snarling beasts. Dark stone and rattling chains. That's why I'm so tired, Adept. Last night, my dreams were of dementia and the chateau of the ravenous rodent.
How did the last tome lead you to the chateau?
Uncle Robier's vegetable garden was surprisingly calming. But read into the subtext and things quickly become dark. It's the tale of a plantation.
Plantation?
The book describes a well-appointed guest house. A beautiful maze where you can while away the afternoon in a sprawling manse with rooms upon rooms. Make of that what you will.
This is the last book I have to retrieve, right?
Ariel, make me truthful, I think so. Sheogorath speaks madness and breathes insanity. But when a Daedric prince strikes a deal, they tend to keep their word.
They tend to.
Well, think about it. He didn't have to give you any of the books if he didn't want to. If he's gone this far with his little game, why would he stop now?
The Shivering Isles.
Good. You've arrived.
This is actually rather impressive. This is the part of the other side of the Mages Guild was located here, and the only way to get here is through very specific teleportation magic. Reason why this is kind of intriguing is because we've read a lot of lore books now referencing this place. Shalador.
Welcome back to the Isles, Adept. We must be wary. This part of Sheogorath's realm is twisted and corrupt.
I'm fairly certain I haven't been here many times, maybe once at best. Well met, do you have any sense of what we might face?
I'm not sure. I've never been to this part of the Shivering Isles before. We're after the final tome, though, so we have to assume he has something truly perverse waiting in the wings. Certainly Velost has suffered enough.
You were right. There's something wrong with her.
Yes, it is as I said. She has worked herself night and day, and Sheogorath's dark intellect is focused through those tomes. They are like a stain on her mind. I think we have to... Wait, do you feel that?
Feel what?
Not so fast there, Shalador. Only invited guests at the chateau. We have standards, you
Damn
know.
you, mad god!
Don't let the door hit you on the way out, Shally. And off you go. Ha, just the two of us. Now we can talk in peace.
Here we go again.
Ah, my little mortal. I'm a man of many personalities, but I tell you what, they're all very fond of you.
What's the game this time, Sheogorath?
The game is afoot. or a leg. In fact, all manner of severed limbs. But don't worry about that. I've brought you here because I've been watching you. You work too hard. You need a nice little vacation.
Vacation?
Of course! This is my chateau. It's me family's estate. Gets handed down from me to myself and so on and so on. I think you'll love it here. Or hate it. Oh, one of the two, certainly.
Alright, what's first?
Up the road behind me is our guest quarters. But silly me! All 3 rooms are already occupied. Frankly, they've overstayed their welcome. One of them, though, just not fitting in. Could you do me a favor? Could you tell him to shove off?
What's the catch?
Catch? Such an untrusting soul. If there were a catch, I'd say it's the 2 of my guests are murderous cannibals. My advice? Don't let anyone eat you. If anyone tries to kill you, kill him right back.
I'll keep it in mind.
And remember, try to relax.
Empty seasoning sack, alas.
Be wary. Talk to these guests carefully before you try to throw anyone out.
I can hear you, Shally! Don't bother my guests!
You're the only one that thinks you're funny, mad god.
Is someone out there? I can hear you moving.
Are you enjoying your stay?
No, not at all. There are things skittering around in here.
I'm supposed to evict one of his guests. They're not fitting.
Oh, don't evict me. As long as I ignore the noise, it's quite nice in here. You can't see the poetry of my soul from behind a door. You can't look into my eyes and know that my mind is my own. You can't see the intensity of my truth.
So what we have here, a kind of detached, non-rational woman that insists on staying. And 4 minutes of coffee left.
Hello? Is someone there? I sent for room service hours ago.
Are you enjoying your stay?
Yes, actually. It's very pleasant. Some odd things here and there, but overall... Look, are you room service or not?
I'm supposed to evict one of his guests. They're not fitting.
What? Well, no throwing me out. Throw me out and I'll have my advocate drag you before the Alinor courts. We'll strip you of every coin you've ever earned, and every coin your sons will ever earn.
We seem to have a capitalist, which is important to note given the creators and the developers behind this thing. We seem to have a capitalist here who negotiates and barters in a seemingly reasonable or earthly manner.
I can hear someone out there. Hello?
Are you enjoying your stay?
Yes. Wait, no! Is the master playing his games again? Wait, I mean scenarios. I do enjoy his scenarios. They taste so yellow.
I'm supposed to evict one of his guests. They're not fitting.
Yes, yes! Evict me! Open the door right now! Or I'll peel off your face and wear it like a mask! I'll claw through this wood and tear out your succulent throat with my teeth!
So, what I would say as a very general rule, I guess we won't look it up for old time's sake, and we'll say that that person is not rational, and that person is not rational, and this person is rational, so we'll say that this is the odd one out. Alright, ready, gang? Let's take a swig of coffee and accidentally consume a potion. And I guess just leave it at coffee.
Hello? Is someone there? Yes, actually. It's very pleasant. What? Well, fine then. My advocate will be contacted. I'll show myself out. But I'm not taking that dreadful portal.
That's a perfectly good portal! I should know! I made it!
Now enter the portal.
It's been so long since we had guests. You would have loved my old Uncle Leo back in the day. Charming dinner conversation. When he wasn't bringing up old girlfriends. Literally regurgitating them. Nasty habit.
I evicted your guests. What's next?
Well, let's see. Now that you're settled in, you should tour the grounds. We have this lovely maze at the chateau. You simply must see it.
Navigate a maze. Why?
Why do I need a reason for everything? Mortals. Always needing a reason to do things. For example, people like to think light chases away the shadows. I prefer to think that without a few lights, there'd be no shadows to enjoy.
So the maze will be dark then.
Oh, jolly good, you're getting it. I knew if we spent enough time together, you'd start to think like me. I have that effect on people. It's a bit too dark, actually. Why don't you light a few braziers as you go? Improve the ambience.
Whatever you say.
Mind what bumps in the night now.
I think they love female guidance so much in this developer crew. The one thing they could have used some female guidance on is like the developing of this Sheogorath individual. That would have been the one time that you might have wanted to be led by a woman and actually ask, like, hey, girls, how do you like me now after I write some of this witty Sheogorath dialogue? Does it make you want to date me? Does it make you want to do this? Does it make you want to do that? Probably should have went with some female guidance on that one, by way of exception. Cold brazier? Yeah, regarding the combat performance in the PvP battleground or the introduction to our PvP career in this game, with the exception of very specific tanking interactions in the game of World of Warcraft,
Only 2 more to go. This trial is child's play.
I've had an alcoholic's picks in games in RPGs my entire life. Playing an RPG is bad business for me because I have picked the wrong class for 30 years. And yeah, I can't say I've now let it all be decided by an AI. I can't say that it's really any different once again. Like, I feel the exact same sensation. I couldn't feel more at a disadvantage if I had tried. Dark Seducer. Seems barbarian. You have achieved Champion 60, most impressive. In celebration, a special Dark Seducer costume has been added to your collection. Yeah, half-hearted fan service there, I guess. But one thing I can tell you is that as far as this video game is concerned, we will be milking every last drop out of the Nightblade class and out of this character. Uh, One of the absolute core commitments to the ESO playthrough is that there is 0 ults in this one. And once again, as I was saying, this character is not to my liking at all so far for PvP purposes. It seems like what wins in this game is very much the Warlock effect from World of Warcraft. You can't even really use numerology in this game, so you can't go, like, it's widely believed that uh, one of the results you achieve by just going with the basics and ending up with the Dragon Knight class, because that's put all the way first in the character selection menu. It's widely believed to be one of the worst choices you can make. So that wasn't it either. We then asked the AI. We arrived at Nightblade. Now we're at Nightblade. If I had picked myself, we would have not made the right choice either. Most likely what I would have done is I would have made some kind of more tanky mage if I had done it myself. But again, with the exception of some Blood Death Knight builds on the tanking class and the tanking discipline within World of Warcraft and the warrior class, I pretty much can say that I exclusively have suffered under the freedom of champion selection in my life and character selection in my life. I would have been much better off if they had just given me a character, and that really, over the course of 30 years, puts me much closer to a first-person shooter player than to an RPG player, since I always end up getting screwed on the personal choices. And we're here now again, and we'll just grind it out and make the absolute most out of it. It doesn't seem, to me personally, I'm like a glass cannon that has to get extremely close in PvP. It's like an impossible playstyle in my opinion. I don't know why it popped up as one of the most, recommended things, but, again, my own messing around with builds, it wouldn't have worked either, so here we are.
So, what did you think? What was your favorite part? No, don't answer that. I can see by the look on your face how happy you are.
I made it true. What's left?
Such confidence! Braggadocio! Gumption! I like that. The last place I'd like you to visit is our humble little manse just behind me.
That's a mansion.
I want you to meet the family. So many fond memories. There was that one time with the scalpel, and all of our family dinners. And of course, you get to play with the family heirlooms.
Heirlooms.
Aye, we have an old rhyme about them. 4 lights in a row, poke one to make it glow. No, that's wrong. Maybe it was 4 lights in a trough, poke one to turn it off.
I'll be sure to remember it.
Remember, vacations are about enjoying the little moments.
We now have a mad woman dressed in complete rags with a broken sword. And this person was actually harder to take down than Queen Aren
Family.
How do you
from
keep
the
getting
previous
back here?
episode.
I
So
bloody
yeah.
ask you.
Apparently, not everything is under your control.
Not yet, anyway.
Whew, that was a bit of
Yeah, it's clear at the peak in the release of this game, we achieved a point in society where there was so much content and information that just nobody cared. Nobody cared. Well, that's part of it. Part of it is also just the spiritual decline. But there are certain things in this game that are, without any dispute, without any kind of excuse making, totally unacceptable as a default. Like, how can you have a random mad woman that is more powerful than the queen? It's indefensible, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. If this is some kind of Grimrock puzzle, then we might have to cut some of this. Because I'm not gonna stand here for 40 minutes clicking on random crystals. As like usual, this is a kind of fake logic, right? One thing activates two things, it makes no sense.
Beautiful, aren't they? Isn't it beautiful? The most beautiful part of the chateau. You can see why I've held on.
It's great. Can I have the book now?
Now, just hold on there. Haven't you been wondering why it's called the Chateau of the Ravenous Rodent?
I guess.
Well, you should. And before I give you the last tome, before I reward you and Shally for all your hard work, you need to meet one more member of my family. Let me tell you the story of old Uncle Leo.
I think we're gonna go for the short version.
That's spoil sport. Suffice it to say that old Uncle Leo has quite the history with the ladies. Ever since his last lady love, he's preferred the company of squeakers to speakers. And I turned him into a fresh atronach.
Uncle Leo likes rats. Got it.
Too much, I'm afraid. To be honest, it's become an embarrassment to the family. So, as the final act of a courteous guest, go kill Uncle Leo, will you?
Let's get it over with.
Give the old lug my love before you rip his skull open, will you?
And we get the drop on Uncle Leo. Some dots. Some proc.
always sad to see a good man die. Leo's death just now? Hilarious!
I've toured the chateau. May I have the book now?
I should make you fight narwhals on the open ocean! I should make you run a gauntlet of angry Argonian concubines! But I won't. Book's yours.
Thank you.
Yes, well, I'm sure you and Shalador will be very happy with your new book. Of course, Velast has been the one doing all the reading, right? Send her my best. And tell her to read real close on this last one. Give Velast my best.
Gift of Sanctuary. Little boy, scion of a wealthy house, once went to a lakeshore with his parents on holiday. While the elders sipped wine in a cabin with their snooty fellows, the boy was left to play in the sand and mud. He was terribly sad at being so scorned, and went searching for a friend. The boy did not have to search long. He found a wonderfully chatty duck in the reeds, who told him stories of the places the boy could only dream of. Though he was quickly enchanted by the ladies, by the tales, the boy became melancholy that he would never see such a place with his own eyes. The duck laughed and told him that it was not so. They would build one together. The boy and the duck waded out to a small island on the lake, and together they built a tiny house of sticks and sand. This sufficed for an hour, until the duck suggested that a house was not a fitting place for the boy. He deserved a palace. The mortar of mud would not be enough, but one of the adults might help. The boy went back to the cabin and found a noble who had stepped outside to relieve himself, so inebriated he was. He was easily coaxed into following the boy back to the island, where the duck leapt and tore out his throat to use blood and flesh for the mortar and the bones for the beams. The boy was delighted, but the place had to be bigger. Back he went again and again to collect the drunken folk to show them the magnificent palace. Again and again the duck added their bits to the wondrous palace, whose spires and arches dried to become alabaster and gold. When the boy's parents came to collect him, he took them to see his magnificent palace out on the lake. They screamed and ran, leaving the boy alone with the duck. He was not sad. Together they made merry on the island until the mists closed in around it and spirited it away to a land of cheer and mirth for all time.
I can't wait to take a load off at the inn.
And with that, guys, I think it's a good time to take a little bit of a break. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves in real life, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.